Yeah, we did talk to a lot of people, Marla, and I'm chuckling because they said, "Are you kidding?" when I told them about these disaster tours. Others said things that I'm not going to repeat to you, but most of they said it's heartless because you think about somebody taking advantage of other people's disaster. Quick look with Elliot. This is the heart of the Palisades, Sunset Via de la Paz, the village here. That's one of the few cars you'll see going through here. Look how quiet it is. Nightfall comes, all the construction workers leave, and the Palisades still very much a ghost town. But with these tours, it's a different story. Let's get to it, all right? To the video we go. Check it. If you would take one of these disaster tours, this is what you would see. Block after block after block of destruction. The very spot where more than 6,800 homes burned to the ground. 12 people lose their lives. And then you have these tours that would go through, according to the councilwoman, Tracy Park, and folks would have their cell phones trying to get that selfie they could post online of someone else's destruction. So City Council unanimously stopping it, putting a ban on these disaster tours for a number of reasons, safety reasons they claim. But really, as some of the survivors of that firestorm last January are telling me, it comes down to just not being insensitive, not being heartless, and they're openly questioning, do you really want to take a tour of this? Watch.
Great question. I think it hurts people's feelings, but in terms of trying to bring attention to the community, I don't think it's the right message. You know what I mean? So, and I don't think there's anything really to see.
If they're just smiling and laughing, like, oh, it's the Palisades fire, then I feel like that'd be way more insensitive.
Yeah, it'd really bother you, huh?
Yeah, it'd really kind of bother me. Kind of because this is like my home's where I grew up. I kind of feel like it's kind of very insensitive that they're just coming in and smiling, taking photos.
Oh, no. No. I would not do that.
Yeah, certainly not pay to do it.
Definitely not. No, that is very distasteful.
The idea of entertaining at people's like tragedies and loss, that to me just is like, does not seem very nice, to say the least.
But there are people apparently who would pay, you know.
Oh, well, there's people that'll do a lot of things, but...
Now you're looking live, the Palisades Village again. It is very quiet on this Wednesday night. Those last two nice ladies visiting tourists from the East Coast with their families, they said, oh, sure, we heard about the firestorms. We watched it on TV back on the East Coast last January. But they came out here. They said they wanted to go to the Getty Villa. It is open again. They wanted to drive PCH, hit the beaches. But they were saying they would never, ever think of even coming up here, even in their cars, much less take a tour, because it's just respect for a lot of folks, what they've been through, and the continuing efforts here to rebuild the Palisades. So, Marla, Phil, it is something that we won't be seeing because of action by City Council. Interestingly, though, it involves that the area here, the Palisades, but if you talk about PCH, up through the Malibu area where you have all that destruction, that really is up to Caltrans to put a ban on that, and the city is working to try to get Caltrans to get involved with stopping the tour buses that might be going through that area.
Has this actually been a problem, or are they just being preemptive?
I think both ways. Everybody we talked to today said, heck no, we haven't seen any of these buses, no way. But we've heard about them, because it's been in the news. Councilwoman Tracy Park, though, says that she has some of her constituents who've been saying, hey, you got to stop these buses. So she really activated it. Council backed it. But everybody we've been talking to says no. And also spending a lot of time up here, obviously, doing our stories. No, we haven't seen, other than the law enforcement, CHPs continuing the patrol through. Sometimes you see LAPD black and whites. You see other construction crews dayside, but that's about it. I haven't seen any of these buses or tour vans going through.
Let me just say this, and of course I do not support the disaster tours, but there is something to be said about witnessing what happened there in the Palisades in Altadena. To see it for yourself, I mean, it's absolutely heart-wrenching, and it just goes to show how devastating fire can be. And I think there is a lesson that can be taken from that.
Marla, that's an excellent point. We did talk to a couple of folks, younger folks, and it surprised the heck out of me. Even Elliot, the photographer, said, I can't believe these folks in their 20s are saying that. But the point is, they said exactly what you were saying. It really, if it's treated with respect, it could be a learning process to show how devastating these fires can be, to show we have to be ready for them, and government has to help. So they were very insightful in what they were thinking about it. But again, it was, as everybody was saying, it was just how you see it, how you treat it. You have to be with a certain amount of reverence, because people died here, and so many people lost everything,
Absolutely. I mean, it's one thing to go along and see the Hollywood tours and all of that. This is a whole different ballgame. All right, Ed Lascos, thank you.